know what his vision is on that?
How do I explain? I want the audience, you know, I have to acknowledge that I'll have the biggest audience, but I want that to be a platform for me to feature people that work with us, people that we do business with, you know, this church, or Vice as a whole, or whatever like that looks like. So although it's like Kendall's vlog, you know, I still want, like, I want there to be characters in the show, you know? I think that's one of the things that people get wrong, is that they don't realize that, you know, everyone talks about, like, tell your story. Oh, just tell your story. Tell your story. And they forget, like, stories have places, people, things, right? I don't know if they're nouns, but that's the word I always use, nouns. Like, right? What are the...
Yeah, a noun is a person, place,
Yeah.
thing.
So what are the nouns of your life? And then build your vlog around that. Build your brand around that. Most of the times people just go, well, what am I going to talk about? You know, like they need to pick a subject. But instead of thinking of this big subject, just show the nouns. So you're a noun, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you're a character,
Building
a recurring
your story
character.
around what's happening.
Organically around the nouns. Not picking nouns and then making content around them. Filming your life and making sure that... Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is this one. You know, filming and saying, hey, whoever's behind the camera or whatever, working the sound or however that, make sure that as you're editing this and you're cutting it, we're getting people places. Oh, remember? Yeah, I thought we were going to make...
Yeah, it's okay.
That's what I thought. But you can go this way.
That's okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, you mean remember the crazy thing I almost did the other day? Is that what you're going to say?
No, I just thought you were going to turn left on that one way. I thought we were going to die.
like
episode
last
1,
time.
I wonder if Lincoln will edit it.
Like last
Oh,
time.
yeah, when you kept telling me, I'm pretty sure, I'm like, no. But I thought maybe she knows something I don't know.
No, I didn't know anything, obviously.
I think the best marketers are those who actually, like, have a stake in the business or know about business. You know, I think that most people that want to get into marketing, especially like the digital marketing that's going on, are people who think it's easy. And like, you don't normally, anything else you do in life you don't do because it's easy, you know? Like, you don't date someone because it's easy or marry someone because it's easy. I mean, usually you're not you're not consciously making the easy decision, you know? You might do that with like food or something that you do every day. But with marketing, you don't do what's easy, you do what you want to do or what's necessary or right or based on what you're trying to accomplish. But I think this new thing is like everybody is saying, oh, well, this is an easy thing to get into, we should go into marketing. And so I think for you, you've always done it out of necessity.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I'm saying. I believe that's a better platform to start at, learning actually how to market versus starting with, well, it's easy, or I have a camera, or I'm a millennial, or I have an Instagram account. You know, start with the fucking necessity.
Do something bigger and work for like a news station, because she sounds like some major reporter. But and then she had a guy on. He was like a Dateline reporter or whatever, and he. I don't know, he had like a panic attack on live air or whatever because he was like doing too much drugs. And then they went into this whole thing. So he wrote this book and it's called 10% Better. Have you heard of it? So it's all about how he was striving to be just 10% better, because if he felt like he was 10% better, that's more of an improvement than trying to reinvent yourself completely.
I think I have heard of him.
So, but then it led to this like mindfulness thing where he started meditating, and it's all this like joke about how he became more mindful and was 10% better. And then he wrote another book about actually like, I think it was called Meditating for Skeptics Who Don't Believe in Meditating or something.
Ooh, I'd read that book because
Yeah.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah. And yeah, like it was really cool. So I listened to that, but I listened to this whole girl's podcast, and I started on this new one this morning. And this is all about, so he is an organizational psychologist, and he goes into large like investment firms. He'll Nike.
What's his name?
I'll look it up in just a second. And so he goes in there and basically tells them how they can do better. But now he's starting a podcast where he's finding places who are already doing things well, and he's like basically doing a podcast about what they're succeeding
someone
in.
comes and washes his car here. That's
Yeah.
That's why I look to clean. I'm gonna tell him. So should I just park mine here on Mondays too?
Yeah, like, the guy blows leaves on mine.
Yeah, no.
Whatever, he's sponsored by that.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole company is about criticizing one another and using that criticism to make yourself stronger.
Yo.
Like the Kings are awesome. You guys did really, really good. So let's go here to real quick. Let me open it right. Dropbox. So we can just look real quick together.
We have the secondary logos that are that color too that can match.
Yeah, I mean, instead of this logo, maybe if you did like Bloom Group /
Yeah.
Money Motivation, Bloom Group /
with the labeling system. Yeah.
Ugh. So the more we looked at it, we're like, that way you don't have to come up with a picture for the Money Motivation, for the definition, for the.
Keep it more graphical, more
yeah. I think it'll look cool, and then we'll break it up on the page. Much easier and faster for you guys and for us. That's not gonna work.
If you saw that form, I'm not sure if you
Yeah.
did. You'll pick the day, you'll put what folder it came from, what post you want, and then what words you want in that post.
Done.
So only put in the post what you want.
Bloom rules, done, that's easy. Let's keep going. A lot of it's done, it's just.
Yeah, it's just gonna be on that week what you want.
Bloom.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
This
You'll
is-
say, hey, I want a new
Yeah.
construction for this
Yeah.
week, and you'll say everything you want about it so we can make it happen. So one of the things Borna said right now that really made me happy is he said, we go through these moments where I think I'm gonna lose you, aka I think you're not gonna deliver, or I think that, you know, this isn't going well, or whatever that looks like. But then you come back with fire or passion, or you over deliver. And I think that's kind of the important thing. Everybody thinks that you have to be on all the time and perfect all the time and amazing all the time, or not. And I think it's important to know that someone that you're watching, someone you follow, has those moments. It's up and down. It's highbrow, lowbrow. And so I think homework for you would be less perfection and more doing. So one of my coolest, best clients ever said to me, hey, there's moments where I feel like I'm losing you, or I feel like you're not going to deliver, or I feel like you're going to fuck up. So it's like even someone like me who has the audacity to record videos and tell you what to do and how to do it has these comments said to them. I think that's just super important, that you know that it's not, even with your clients, even with the people that are paying you every month, those are the ones that are going to say that the most. I did have that little thing I was doing there for a minute where weekly we had the different food, like one plate a week. Mike would make me food, and then I would do like a little article about it. I did like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. It was really awesome. We're editing the vlog footage. This guy who's supposedly does the same thing as me, he asks, what is it that you do? And I mean, one half of it is just curiosity. Like, what is it that you do? I watch your content, I like it, or whatever, I like you, but I'm just kind of confused. I get that. But I do believe that there's a sliver, even 10%, 20%, 30%, that asks because we want to kind of know, like, what's possible, or how did you get what you got, or where you got. And it's like I said, it's irrelevant. Even though you're in the same industry as me, even though you're in the same situation as me, it's irrelevant because you're not going to do the things that I do. You're not going to say the things that I say. You're not going to be the way that I am because we're biologically different. I'm a different person than you are. I'm more forgiving. I'm less forgiving. I'm mean. I'm nicer. I'll go out of my way. I'm not getting out of this chair. Like, those are the things. That's the way that I am. And I think the big problem is that you think that by hearing my story, you think that by consuming the content, you think by getting the step-by-step, you're going to somehow implement that. And you're not. You're not. Because if you were, you would have already. So I think there is a certain level of, like, biologically, I'm a certain way. And I think you consume people's content, like we'll talk about Gary Vee. You consume his content and he goes, it's binary, or he says, good genetics, or I got to thank my mom and dad. And I used to say, like, no, dude, like, you can change over time, and you can, but now I'm starting to get it as I'm living my own life and filming my own experience, that it is biological, like the base, like how you react is going to be biological. You can learn things and build on top, but your foundation is always your foundation, and you're just building on top of that. And I think I have my biological foundation through nature, nurture, the first 18, 10, 5 years of my life, whatever you want to call that. There was a built-up foundation where I just respond and react differently to things that other people do. So using my tactics to do your business, or using my tactics to do what I do, or using my tactics to talk to somebody might not work for you. And that's just a realization I made. So it doesn't mean that I stop making content. It doesn't mean that I stop giving advice. It just simply means that maybe the idea is not that you need to implement what I'm saying. You just need to implement your version of what I'm saying.
It was like, get them on any price and we'll do the full thing.
Yeah.
A sale is a sale. And now it has to be more like, hey, I'm not trying to be a dick, but we can, okay, go into a t-shirt store. We will take your $10, but it's a $10 shirt.
Yeah.
It's not the $30 shirt for $10.
Yeah.
And that's been my problem, is that I want to do something for everybody. I want to be there for them, and I want to say, you know what, they're good for it. But no offense, they're not good for it.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault. It's just we want things at a deal.
Yeah.
You're not going to like take my deal and then 3 months later feel bad and say, can I pay you more?
Yeah.
You're going to take that deal forever. And that's what's happening with all these original clients we have. It's not to put them down, it's just they're getting a fucking killer deal compared to the last 3 people we signed.
Okay.
And the newest clients we have, the last 3 we signed are going to have a way better deal than what we're going to give our future clients.
I guess I'm just really wanting to say this just because I know I run my mouth a lot about working a lot. And I do work a lot. I do love working a lot. But for me, if I can come home, you know, in between 8 and 10 p.m. on certain nights and surprise my wife, I think that's a good thing. So I'm hoping that you're on board with that. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so I'm gonna warm my car up. I'm not sure if people still do that, but I do that. I get a lot of crap for it because it sometimes makes me late for things if I don't plan accordingly, if I don't do it early enough. I don't do it every time I start my car. It's just if I haven't started in a while, I don't like it revving at over 1,000 RPMs. I know it sounds kind of weird, but yeah, so I warm up my car. I wonder if you do the same. If you're in a crappy situation, you have the power to change that. I'm telling you this because there's going to be people in your life, including yourself, they're going to like psych you out of changing the problem. They're going to tell you things like, well, what will happen if I get out of this situation, or what will people say about me, or where will I even go, or what will I even do? These questions are going to come up in your mind. You're going to kind of start to like sucker punch yourself, or like put yourself in a corner, and you just got to remember that before whatever you were doing something else. You know, there's a line from a song, I can't remember the song, but it said something like, you know, I'm trying to forget you, or I'm trying to forget us, or whatever, but then I remember that, you know, there was a time before you, I think, something like that. And it just kind of comes to my mind right now as I tell you, like, you're in a crappy job, you're in a crappy relationship. Hell, if you got like a crappy mom or a brother or something like that, like, don't be afraid to like change the situation. I'm not telling you to walk away from anybody. I can't give that kind of advice, but I think the important thing is just to make sure that you're willing and able to change the situation that you're in any way. And don't be afraid to change it just because the uncertainty or the unknown. Like, do what feels right. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to live in that skin of yours for the rest of your life. Whether you live for the next 24 hours or you live for the next 24 years or for the next million years. I don't know where we're going with all that stuff, but I just want you to be aware that there's by the book, there's correct, there's right, there's good, there's bad, there's all that, but at the end of the day, like, you have to live in that skin of yours for a long time. So I just hope that you're gonna be happy with the choices that you make in the situations you find yourself in. What are you doing, Boo? Playing with Play-Doh? That's exciting. Let's play with some Play-Doh. Let's check it out. Ugh. So what are we doing? Yeah, but what do we do? No, I want to. Okay, so I pick my own colors?
Yeah.
You like that?
The teddy bears are my picture.
Hey, I love you. Hey, what's your name? Ren what? Yes, you are, Boo. So something I'm really pumped about you seeing is the area of the counter in the kitchen where we keep the snacks, okay? Check these snacks out, okay? We got cuties, apple fritters, a bunch of Twix wrappers, a mini Twix right here. That's your chocolate? Okay, I'll put it back. An empty Twix wrapper, some M&Ms, or if you're a kid you call them N&Ms, a light bulb, I don't know what that's for, and bananas that are kind of going bad, I think. Ooh, check this out. I made this the other night. This is my own trail mix, peanuts, got some chocolate chips in there, and then pieces of caramel. Pretty good. Ah, so I see a Target purchase. What do we get here? 3-piece duvet cover set. 3-piece duvet cover set. Yarn dyed. Okay, it's got a little bit different of a feel. Rin, can you say hello?
Hello.
Tell everybody I love you.
I love you.
Look at the camera.
I love you.
Oh, what a fucking mess. Something you'll learn about me is that I like lamps. I do not like overhead lighting. I like lamps. So, there you go. There you go. It's just a personal thing I wanted to share with you guys so you can get to know me. This lamp is not working. Not really in the mood to figure it out. Oh, it's not connected. Whatever. Look at this. Look at this. Freaking mess. Kids' room is a mess. Kitchen is a mess. Let's look at the living room. Okay, not too bad. Toys everywhere. A beanie. Okay, that's mine. I'll own that up. Tripod. We are content creators. We're really a family of content creators. I think that we all believe that should have some sort of online presence, because typically an online presence equals not this magical like I'm online now. It means that I'm reaching other people from anywhere at any time. Or whatever you were doing,
I love you.